This is exactly the look I do for everyday makeup, and it took me 7 minutes. No cuts. I put the timer on so you could see exactly how long it takes. Not gonna lie, it was kind of stressful. The very first thing I work on is brows. Sometimes when I finish the brows, I don't even bother putting makeup on. But this is the focal point of a no makeup look. This is the Maybelline Super Lock Brow Gel. I normally use the clear one, but I went to buy more and they were out. So I bought the medium brown and it's actually been really nice. Some days this is easy, sometimes it gives me trouble, and today they're giving me trouble, so that's good enough. And the reason I do brows first is because, especially when I'm using the clear one, if you get your makeup on first and then use the brow gel, it's gonna collect the makeup on the wand. And then you'll just have kind of a gross eyebrow product. All right, that's pretty good. So now moving on to my base. It's a little bit stressful. No cuts. This is something I got from TikTok Shop. It is by Mixsoon. It's their PDRN skin tint. I got the shade 30, and it is such a nice finish. I'm just going to blend that out. Obviously I have my skincare on, but it's just a really pretty finish, especially for every day. I'm not going to focus too much under my eyes because obviously my concealer is going to go there. But just getting this buffed out everywhere. And speaking of concealer, I'm gonna be using one of my favorites from Hourglass. This is their Vanish in the shade Sepia. This is just gonna brighten up under my eyes. Not using a whole lot, especially because it's an everyday look. Sometimes I just use my finger for this part. Sometimes the brush, sometimes both. But using your finger just gives you a much more natural blend because skin to skin just obviously warms up the product more. So it's just gonna melt into the skin a little bit better. I usually use my finger when I get close to the lash line. Just stipple that out. Okay, moving on to bronzer that I'm already holding. I can actually use the same brush. This is a cream bronzer, which is so great. You remember Hoola. Hoola is like a classic bronzer product from Benefit. And now they have a cream version, so it just goes on so much more quickly and way easy to blend. I'm using the shade medium. Just to add a little bit of warmth to my face. And then going on to blush. This is one of my favorite products. It's by Armani. It's their Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. Just a couple of dabs of that. The shade I'm using is one of my favorites as well. It's 50S. It's just such a pretty coral shade. Kind of like an electric, but still soft coral shade. Just blend that out. So perfect for every day because it's so lightweight, dewy. And then to just set everything, because it is a very dewy look, this is actually by Dibs. It's like a two-sided setting powder. So I'm gonna use the blur side to set and just kind of cancel out any shininess. And that's the base. So far we're at 5 minutes. An entire base in 5 minutes, not too bad. For the eyes, this is gonna be super simple. I used this in my last Instagram tutorial. This is Laura Mercier's Caviar stick in the shade also Sepia. Wow, we have 2 Sepias in one tutorial. All I do with this is just like a child, like with a crayon. Just draw that all over my lid and then use my finger to just blend upward and outward at the corner. Done, that's it. Just one easy, natural wash of color all over your lids. It's just going to make everything look really polished and hide any like the veins in your eyelids. Easy. And then for the mascara, my favorite for now almost 2 years, Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. So I would, with this look, either do this or a brown tubing mascara. That would also be nice and soft for every day. But this just gives me such nice length. Really focusing on the outer corners. What a mascara. Wow. Okay. We're almost done. It's funny, I never do mascara all the way through on camera. I always cut it, like the shortest part of any tutorial. Feels kind of awkward showing the whole thing. Okay, that's it for the eyes. Now, finishing up the look with this from Lawless. This is their Forget the Filler Gloss in the shade Velvet. So pretty, a blue-based, very, very glossy. I mean, this is the glossiest gloss I've ever used. What are we at? 7 minutes, okay. So here's a close-up look of this everyday makeup look in 7 minutes. Very fresh, glossy, healthy. There's just one little optional step. It takes me like 15 seconds to complete. If you wanted to add it to this look, it just gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, it just makes it a little more fun. It's the Berry Freckled pen, very easy to use. Like I said, the last 15 to 20 seconds of my look, I just anchor my finger on my nose and just do a few little dots and kind of blot them out so they're softer. And that's it. Just like a really quick freckle sesh. Like I said, completely optional, but it just brings a little more fun to the look. And one thing I forgot, the Dalba setting spray. This is just gonna hydrate the look even more and make it look that much more healthy. Pepe was begging to be picked up, so she's joining me for the outro. So that's it for this really practical, easy, very quick everyday makeup look. Let me know what else you want to see. I know people have been asking for more vlogs, but if you want to see any more makeup tips and tricks, let me know.